So I have an assembly line of things that I'm doing, and I still in a large list of things that I still have yet to do. And I was just gonna slow down and try to orchestrate it all, but that's where procrastination comes in. That's where procrastination thrives. So I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna continue to do the things that I'm doing simultaneously, even if some of them end up half-assed, because guess what? Some of them definitely won't, right? Because some of them take more time and focus than others. I fucked around and I got the munchies and I ate leftover. I couldn't remember what I even cooked last night, so because Mrs. mad at me again. And I'm mad about him being mad at me, but I can't be mad at him because he's going through a lot of things all at once. So I have to be very patient and supportive. I want to be very patient and supportive, so I don't have a problem with that, but it don't make it easy, girl. So anyway, it's a thing that he thinks that I did, but I didn't do. But there's no way I can convince him that I didn't do it, because it looks like I did what he thinks that I did, and so me explaining it only makes me look like I did the thing, and I'm trying to explain myself out of it, if that makes any sense whatsoever. So anyway, I'm in trouble for some shit I didn't do, but it's as a result of something I have a history of doing. So guilty by, actually not even association, guilty by track record. But anyway, it looks like I did it again, but I didn't do it. In fact, I thought I was doing something cute with him instead, but that shit backfired, huh? And I'm gonna have to stop doing certain cute things that I be trying to do with him, because that's not the first time some shit like that backfired on me. In fact, within a year, there have been probably a couple of other things that backfired on me that I was trying to be cute with, and it didn't work out like that. Whether it's because he had a lot of stress he was dealing with and couldn't get with the lightheartedness, or because whatever. Oh, aspirin. Oh, that's something I've never discussed officially with y'all, I don't think, unless I did it on Patreon. But let me go take one before I forget first. I was poking the screen out of this bowl because I'm trying to wash it. Okay. I'm trying to wash it. It did not want to be free. Oof. You know what? See? That's some hot shit that wouldn't be worth it. I didn't feel like dirtying up another bag to clean the bowl. Put some alcohol in there. And I didn't want to dirty up another bag, so I was going to use the used onion bag that I was about to throw away. What if that onion smell don't come out of the bowl? I mean, it's going to, because it's glass. And it's quality glass. But but girl, just get a new bag. Get a bag and clean the damn bowl. Like, it's not enough that I'm reusing the alcohol. Girl, I be reusing the alcohol that I clean my... This minimalism is getting out of hand. But I'm finna need every bit of it. In fact, there are gonna be some areas where I'm not sufficiently equipped, because we about to face the eye of the Holocaust very shortly. And most of us are not prepared. We're not remotely prepared. Most of us... Anyway, I'm reusing the alcohol, and shout out to me for getting a new bag, because I needed to do that. A clean that I can dispose of afterwards, for goodness sake. God, girl. And it might be just me, but sometimes I kind of do a half-assed job of cleaning the mouth of the bowl, because I like a little bit of resin there for the new screen to stick to, so that you can put it in there, and the new screen kind of stays against the wall of the mouth, making it easier or make it easier to place in there. Because, you know, when you try to put a screen in a clean bowl, it's just a slip and slide show for the gods. Okay, at this point, I'm just wasting time. Get the damn chicken out of the fridge and season it. God damn. Not a good time to be high. I still didn't go take my aspirin. I asked the elements to spare me. They did, and I still didn't go take my aspirin. Hate when I do that. It's disrespectful. I am good about washing my hands a lot while I cook, as domestically challenged as I am. And I am guilty as charged. Well, I'm gonna make the shit out of these drumsticks though. I have raw meat anxieties. I was doing well with them for a while, but then I don't know, maybe I wasn't doing well with them. And the reason why I was doing well with them is because I was like, if all our lives, now that I know they've been lying to us forever and a day, if all I like, it's almost like everything they push the hardest and the most is what the lie is, right? I'm gonna crush up some verbena and put that. We're gonna make it lemon pepper, onion. I think I'll go ahead and cut some basil too, or oregano. No, basil, because I'm also going to. I know this sounds like doing the most, but y'all know I'll be doing the most with the least. That's why you just saw me with about, I guess I had about 10 leaves there. So I'll crumble them up, put them on the drumsticks, add the other seasonings. Whenever I'm low on garlic salt, I just use garlic powder and salt separately. And since garlic salt is salty, why don't I trick us and pour the rest? I'm gonna pour the rest of this garlic powder in this, what's left of this garlic salt. Where is it? Down here. So my garlic salt will indeed not be salty at all. I'm gonna go ahead and use a funnel to put that top back on. Shimmy it up. I don't want to shimmy too hard right now. So when there's too much sodium in something already, I'll just use garlic powder only. That makes sense, right? Oh, put some of my special seasonings on it. When Mr. get home, I'll top off my basil outside. That has a little bit to do with what we're having some tension about. But anyway, and I have some leftover sesame stir fry. Before I even add that, I'm going to let it cook for a while. I have a pepper mill, a one hand pepper mill. I had a salt mill to match it, but it broke. It just came apart. It was like, you didn't pay much for me, so it is what it is. You got your money's worth. You still got one out of the two. This is what a lot of my dears do in the kitchen when they're not measuring, and it also prevents putting too much, because if you do sprinkle it straight out of the canister and you don't know what the hell you're doing, you could fuck up your whole dinner. Or be washing and rinsing it in the sink. Wash, dry my hands again. Dry them well, because I'm gonna crumble up some more of this. Didn't even fall on the ground. It stuck to my clothes. So again, verbena. Crumble it up with the fingers, and then I pick some up at a time, a little up at a time like that, and sprinkle it across the meat. And whenever I come across, a thicker piece of stem like so, I'll just throw it away. Because even if it'll soften up, well, you can't guarantee that it's going to soften up, and you don't want anybody eating to just come across a random ass stem when they're getting down on your food. You know you did the damn thing. Don't put them through that. Don't put yourself through that. You don't want a reputation of having stems in your sticks and stems in your ingestibles. Cover it with foil because I no longer cook on foil, but I do cover with foil. So if I don't have a cover for one of my baking dishes, but you know better, you do better. So from now on, when I pick out my glassware, I'm going to make sure it has a covered dish to cook it in. So that's primarily onion and chicken, and so that can be baking. Y'all know what I mean. Well, you know what? In case you don't know what I mean, there's a difference between slow cooking, baking, and just baking something slower than usual on a little lower temperature for it to become most tender. Oh, so those are the seasonings I put in it before I put it in the oven. Usually I will have some greens mixed in with those onions or whatever, but I think I might make a pasta side dish and use greens in that. Potentially, I might not have to use outside greens in that. Anyway, I'm doing the most, spending too much of that time in this kitchen. I have bathed Dr. Hyde. I need to take him back to his central location. Oh, quick story time. The reason why I call my bubbler Dr. Hyde is because our bubbler prior to him looked exactly like him, except it had some more cobalt blue in the stem. It had hydro in frosted glass up the body of it. So I always called the bubbler Dr. Hyde, and then plus it was excuse me, and then plus it was a double entendre for the fact that you could be in a shitty ass mood and you could take a hit and then you could turn into a wonderful entity that this world is blessed to have, to be a part of it. So needless to say, I called that particular bubbler Dr. Hyde. Well, after Mr. broke it, and I did not give him a hard time about that, but I'm going off right now from me to you behind his back because because y'all are here and I want to get it off my chest that he has broken any glasswares that have been broken. And I didn't act some kind of way. I didn't act all crazy because I feel like he would be like, why, I'm being negligent. If I were to break one of these fucking things, he would act like, not like I'm stupid, you know what I mean? He has more respect for me than that. But he would act like that I was so negligent. You know what I mean? When accidents happen. Hence him breaking everything that has been broken with regard to my meditation catalyst. How much time did I just waste going off about that? And not continue to do what I'm doing. I could go off and still be moving around. So I have this leftover sesame stir fry, but I also have these other marinades. These are different marinades that I used in different meats. And so what happens is, okay, don't come for me, because this is what I do. I'm not encouraging or suggesting you to do this at all. I'm a minimalist. There are no other ones in the world. I have coined it myself. I am the only one. So I am definitely not encouraging anyone to do what I do and what I find beneficial in rationing these items that we will need to be in the practice of rationing when the heart of this Holocaust really, really hits. But anyway, what I do is, I know we have been conditioned by mass culinary instruction to discard excess marinade, and by all means follow those professionals' guidelines if that is what you believe. Please do, because you do what you need. Take whatever you know, whatever information you have in life, and use it to keep yourself in peak wellness. Okay. I said all that to say, I'll reserve my motherfucking marinade, especially if it was delicious. If it was amazing, it's gonna get kept, even if it's this much. Because like I said, it's just this much. But I kept them hoes because they were delicious. Sometimes you can't repeat stuff that you make when you hot. And it be delicious. And you want to have it again. So anyway, what happens though is the fat from the meat just collects across the top, so that when you go to use the marinade, you will just have all flavor for marinade, because this clearly, y'all know how this works. The fat layer flakes right off, and you have a clean marinade. And so technically, I don't take the fat layer off unless I'm going to use this, because I actually use that fat layer to seal in and extend the shelf life, whatever that is, because I made this shit up, and you're not supposed to reserve marinade in the first place, but I do. Yeah, so I use that fat as a airtight seal for freshness for the leftover marinade that you're not supposed to reserve and use again. Don't ever do that. But that's what I'm gonna do. I'm very tempted to make some okra fries today, because I know they will be delicious. And I'm not sharing it with nobody. Not one motherfucker in my life am I going to share my okra fries with. I'm not going to do it. I refuse. And so since I'm probably going to do it anyway, I just have to wait until there's enough to harvest. I have like 3 right now, but probably starting next week, I'll have like 3 a day ready to harvest for them. I know what I'm gonna do. Whenever I go visit, that's what I'm gonna take for myself for lunch. I'm gonna have me some okra fries, and I don't want nobody asking me nothing about it. I'm gonna enjoy them. I'm gonna enjoy them deliciously in front of everybody. And I'm not gonna share, because they mine and nobody else.